Failure sees me relegated to galley duty. As we have both cod and pollock, I'm thinking that we can have a bit of a taste test. I'm going to cook a supremely comforting dish to accompany these beautiful fillets. Let's see if this fish-loving family can tell the difference. White fish and parsley sauce are just one of my favourite things. It's real comfort eating for me. With bacon added, it takes it into another dimension. Just going to chop the parsley up, nice and small. If I say parsley sauce, I mean parsley sauce. I want it to be more green than white. It's very important that the parsley goes in right at the end. Put in at the beginning, you'll end up with a dull, khaki green sauce, when what you really want is the vibrant green sauce. Okay, now the bacon is nearly there. And it's the bacon fat that I want to fry the cod and the pollock in. This is the piece of cod, and this is the piece of pollock. I'm going to flour them both in seasoned plain flour. Putting flour on the skin side will make it very crispy when it fries in the bacon fat. Ouch, ouch, ouch. Resist the temptation to eat the bacon while cooking the fish, which I often do. Okay, cod in and pollock in. I'm going to fry the pieces only on the skin side. It'll cook about halfway up and then I'll flip it over for 30 seconds or so at the end. I think white sauce can be pretty boring and bland. This one has the usual base of flour and butter with milk slowly added. I've then added a bit of nutmeg and I've added some Cornish yarg or cheddar. It's the cheese that gives it a little bit of character, and some English mustard. I put in a quarter of an onion, which has slowly softened as I've heated the milk, and so it should have some proper taste. That's beginning to get very crispy, as is the pollock. Okay, the sauce is ready, the bacon's ready. I'm going to turn the fish over and we're ready to serve. Okay, crew, it's coming out. This looks delightful, absolutely delightful. Now with the bacon, how stunning is that? Okay, everyone.
Oh, it smells absolutely delicious.
Here we are, cod.
It looks fantastic.
And pollock with parsley sauce and bacon.
Wow.
Go for it.
That looks terrific.
Are we going to be told which one's which?
Well, you should be able to tell me. You're the ones who spend your life on the high seas.
Okay. That one's the cod, that's yummy.
What one?
That one?
That's yummy, that. Extremely, extremely good. But I'm going to say...
Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's the cod and that's the pollock.
I'm delighted to tell you, they got it totally the wrong way around.
That's superb then.
So
That's
they're
really good.
fish. There you have it. The country cousin does measure up to its popular relative after all. I'm on the last leg of this part of my journey, fishing and cooking my way across the southwest of England. My last stop is inland on the River Tamar, and I'm on the hunt for a very timid and tasty fish. This mystical torrent of coloured water has marked the boundary of Cornwall and Devon for over 1,000 years. The name Tamar means dark flowing. Within her dim acidic waters swims my next quarry. The Welsh call them Sewin and the Scots Finnick, and here in the southwest the local name for them is Peel. Sea trout are in fact brown trout that have decided to seek their fortune in the open seas. And in doing so, they develop a wonderful and delicate taste, and that's why I want to catch one. The secluded wild rivers of the Tamar Valley are a perfect place for sea trout to spawn. They are timid beasties at the best of times, which may be why they feed more confidently at night, so that is when I shall have to fish for them. Here in his tackle grotto, fishing guide Tim Smith from the Arundel Arms is going to show me how he makes his secret weapon, a lure that's guaranteed to attract sea trout.
Tim, what are you tying up for this evening's fishing?
Right, dead simple fly. Basically, they're all what we call lures.
Yeah.
So it's not imitating a mayfly or a midge or anything like that. Sea trout don't feed in freshwater. Whether they take these flies through aggression, whether they take it through sort of instinct, who knows? And until we find a sea trout that can talk, we're never going to find out.
I'm on the banks of the beautiful River Lid. The first bats are appearing and night is just minutes away. And I'm doing my favourite kind of fishing, sea trout fishing, or peel fishing as it's known down here in Devon.
The Lid is a tributary that feeds into the Tamar, and its overgrown pools and gurgling shallows are a perfect place to find these timid salmonids.
Tim, what is it about sea trout fishing that we love so much?
I think it's the fact that you're fishing in the dark. So you lost one of your senses, and so all your other senses are totally heightened, yeah.
Can you tell me about the body of the peel and why it's designed in the way it is?
Well, basically, it looks like a trout, but you put that fish in the sea, it's got very strong tides, currents to contend with. It has to swim a long way to find its food. It has to work for its living.
Yeah.
And as such, they're much more torpedo-shaped, and they're very, very strong.
Now, I'm itching to get fishing, but Tim has been told me that I'm obviously suffering from sea trout fever.
Yeah.
And we cannot fish until the green goes from the grass.
Yeah, I'll have to say that's the best piece of advice I've ever been told for sea trout fishing. When the green goes out of the grass.
We've switched to night vision for tactical purposes. I'm twitching like a nervous bankside animal, nosing out into the night, and the witching hour is upon us, and we're going to get started.
Yeah.
All you can hear is the wind moving through the trees and the tinkle of the water, and I'm just feeling this extraordinary sense of kind of alertness and, I don't know, I'm wide awake. Steady, take time.
Slow.
I got to hit straight away.
Okay, yeah.
Methodically, I cast my fly into the inky black pool, making sure I cover every dark inch of water, rhythmically retrieving in the hopes of a take.
Surely. Come on, fish. He is there somewhere. We know he's there.
As the night wears on, pool after pool offer us tantalizing glimpses, bow waves from boisterous fish and inquisitive nibbles, but alas, no take.
Everything was apparently perfect tonight. We've seen a couple, we've felt a couple of knocks, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen tonight, does it, Tim?
I don't know. We've got a last chance saloon. We'll give it 5 minutes more. We've come very, very close.
So we're going to give it one last shot, and then call it quits.
Let's go.
Luckily, 5 minutes was all it took.
Aim towards the third tree, and then the fourth tree. That's on. Got one! Fish on! Fish on! Smallest sea trout in the world.
Tim, In the 11th hour, you pulled it off, just as you said. That's what, about half a pound, three-quarters of a
It's
pound?
about 12 ounces, 10, 12 ounces.
Yeah.
It's what we call a schoolie. It's what the Scots would call a finnock.
And the tang of my pickle.
Just to finish off the cucumbers, I want a little fresh mint. Not very much, just a hint of mint. I'm going to get my cucumbers ready now. Mint goes in. Okay. Make sure there's enough cucumber to go with every mouthful of trout. You want the whole experience with each forkful. Trout is ready. Because it's been poached, and rather than crisped in butter, the skin isn't so great to eat, so I'm actually going to take off this lovely silver shawl, give it a tiny pinch of salt, a little dash of white pepper, and a good, fat, greedy dollop of hollandaise. Tim.
Yeah.
Sea trout with Earl Grey pickled cucumbers and some hollandaise.
It is the best fish.
What do you think of the cucumbers? Do you see that as an interference as someone who likes their sea trout?
No, it's really, really good. It's really different. Different in a good way.
Goody. There's the meatiness of the fish. A lovely little fragrant, minty, slightly sharp cucumber, and luxury hollandaise.
Join me next time when I continue my fishing odyssey, travelling inland from the surf of the Welsh coast to the fresh waters of the River Severn.
That is very delicious.
Fantastic.